Wrong man, the billionaire's guard laughed, until the single dad rolled up his sleeve. The moment he stepped into the marble-floored lobby, every conversation in the room froze, like the air itself had paused to judge him. A single dad in a worn-out gray t-shirt and faded jeans did not belong beneath the glittering chandelier of the Blackwell Empire Tower. But Daniel Hayes wasn't here for approval, he was here for justice. His daughter's future depended on it. He could feel the eyes on him, the disapproval, the suspicion. And then the billionaire's towering head of security took one look at him, and laughed. A deep, mocking laugh that echoed off the polished walls, until Daniel calmly rolled up his sleeve. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and never judging someone by their appearance, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps more than you know. Most people didn't know Daniel's story. They didn't know he once had a promising career, a bright future, or a happy family. All they saw now was a man who looked like he didn't fit in. But life had stripped a lot away from him. His wife's sudden passing, a layoff that spiraled into debt, and nights spent choosing between food and electricity had chipped away at everything except the one thing he refused to lose, his daughter, Lily. Lily was the reason he walked into the billionaire's headquarters that day, clutching a folder of evidence that could expose a contractor's fraud. The contractor had ruined Daniel's home renovation business by refusing to pay him for 3 months of work. That man was now seeking a massive contract with Blackwell Industries, claiming spotless credibility. Daniel wasn't there to beg, he was there to warn the billionaire before more families got destroyed the way Lily and Daniel had been. But from the moment he walked in, it felt like a courtroom where he was already judged guilty of being too poor, too unimportant, too ordinary. The lobby felt colder than it should have. The towering pillars of white marble made everything echo. 2 women in elegant black dresses stared at him with confusion. A young police officer, there for security clearance, tensed slightly, unsure of what to make of Daniel's presence. But the head of security, a broad-shouldered man in a black suit and dark glasses, took a single step forward, crossed his arms, and gave Daniel the kind of smirk that cut deeper than any insult. "Sir, this lobby is reserved for appointment-only visitors," the guard announced, though the mocking tone made it clear he thought Daniel had wandered in by mistake. Daniel could feel his heartbeat hammering, but he kept his voice steady as he explained who he needed to speak to. The guard didn't listen long before letting out a short, dismissive laugh. To him, Daniel was just another nobody looking for attention in the wrong place. Then came the moment that shifted the whole room. Daniel took a slow breath, pulled back the sleeve of his t-shirt, and revealed the tattoo, the one symbol not many people knew. A mark earned only by those who had served in a very specific, elite search and rescue unit. A unit known for running toward burning buildings, collapsing structures, and impossible missions. He had saved lives before the world forgot his name. And suddenly, the guard wasn't laughing anymore. The officer's eyes widened in recognition. One of the women covered her mouth. The other whispered something under her breath. The guard stiffened, the smirk fading into something almost like regret. Daniel wasn't showing off. He hated the attention. But sometimes people only listened when they were forced to see who you really were beneath the assumptions. He explained, calmly but firmly, why he was there. How the contractor had taken everything from him. How he wasn't seeking pity, only fairness. How he wanted to stop the man from scamming a giant corporation the way he had scammed a helpless single father. For once, the room felt quiet, not judgmental, just listening. Moments later, the billionaire himself entered. A tall, polished figure with an expression that revealed little. But he was observant, and he read the tension quickly. The guard explained the situation in a low voice, no longer dismissive. Daniel stood tall, trying not to show the exhaustion etched into his bones. The billionaire took the folder from Daniel's hands and flipped through it, page by page, his face hardening as he processed what he saw. Fraud. Lies. A trail of families hurt by a man who pretended to be reputable. The billionaire looked up with a seriousness Daniel didn't expect. He apologized, not with grandeur but with sincerity, for the way Daniel had been treated at his door. Then he made a call, right then and there, canceling the contractor's proposal presentation. He ordered a full investigation. And before Daniel could speak, the billionaire offered something that brought the room to another standstill. He offered Daniel not charity, but work. Real work. Honest work. Steady work. A restoration contract under Blackwell Industries with pay fair enough to help him rebuild his life. Daniel felt his throat tighten. For so long he had been fighting battles no one could see, pushing through grief, scraping together hope for his daughter, trying to believe he still had worth. And in that room filled with marble and crystal light, he suddenly felt something warm break through the coldness around him. A chance. Not because of pity, but because someone finally saw him. As he walked out of the building, the air felt lighter than it had in years. He looked up at the sky and whispered a quiet promise to Lily, that things were going to change. That the world still had people who believed in fairness. That second chances existed even when life tried to bury them. And deep down, Daniel realized something important. Strength wasn't always loud. Sometimes it was simply showing up when the world expected you to break. Sometimes it was rolling up your sleeve, not to fight, but to reveal where you've been and why you still stand. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps keep these emotional stories alive. Before you go, tell me in the comments, what part of the story moved you the most?